Hey, you guys. Today has been an interesting day. Because of all the weird comments last night, because of the way that I was sitting, I'm gonna try doing it this way, and hopefully this goes over better. Even though, I mean, I didn't mind all the engagement. Can you guys see the comments on my live streams? Has YouTube been saving it? I'm supposed to tell it to save it, but I be forgetting and then I start the live and let me see if I can check. It doesn't say. But anyway, Oliver's here. Say hi to the baby boy. And let me write a poll question. Or a Q&A. How would you define a true friend? Do they really exist? This is what's on my mind right now. I will say that I do not think that they really exist. I really don't. Human nature is way too corrupt for people to be able to be true friends. So, yeah. If anyone wants to answer, that would be great. It'd be cool if I could put stickers and stuff on the screen, but it is what it is. Who's watching? There's someone watching that doesn't want to leave a comment, so I know exactly who it is. You must have figured out how to turn notifications on. Hi, Harper. How are you? How's life? You want to answer my question? Hi, Reem. Hey, peoples. Yeah, answer my question, you guys. Hi, Sunny. Hello. Hi, Stitch. Hi, Malika. Jesus loves you too. Jesus is a true friend. Hi, Marks. Hi, Lou. Hi, John. Is your first time on my stream? Well, I'm streaming every day this week, so subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Harper says that she does think that true friends really exist. But how do you define a true friend? Like what is a true friend to you? Please explain. Hi, Alexander. Jean says, sorry to bother you, but you are absolutely stunning in all caps. Thank you, John. That was kind of you. Charlie says, a true friend is one that will hurt your feelings for your benefit. Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm definitely that type of person. And people don't appreciate it. That's why I don't think true friends exist. Because I'll be the type of person to be like, hey, like say the stuff that other people won't say because I want to help them and I want to see them do better. And then they start getting weirded out and like they don't want to hang out anymore because the truth hurts. And I'm always like, I tell people, like, if you don't want to hear the truth, don't hang around me because I'm not going to lie to you. I am a true friend. Sunny says that their bestie is their very good friend, but their true friend is their sister. Okay, Sunny, tell us what makes your sister a true friend. Ivy sent a gift. Aw, thank you, Ivy. 2 gifts, 3 gifts. Wow, thank you. That's so sweet. Hi, J.I.K. Elmo. Hi, Joel. Brian says a true friend equals reflection. What does that mean? What does that mean? You're on your brother's phone? Okay. No one is yelling. Y'all are so silly. Shadow Gaming said they're the best until they leave you. They're temporary. See, that's what I'm saying. A true friend would never leave your side. They wouldn't be temporary. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe that one of the components of a true friend is rooted in love, and real love lasts forever. True Angel says a true friend is someone who will. Hey, you guys, the app crashed again, but I'm back. What was I reading? I know I'm behind in the comments, you guys, but I'm trying to read what everybody said. True Angel said a true friend is someone who will tell you the truth and wants the best for you in every aspect of your life. I think that's a pretty good definition. I like that definition. Does anybody else agree? So, True Angel, do you know anyone like that? Harper says when they were in school, they got bullied, but one of the bullies didn't bully them. They stood up for you. One of the bullies stood up for you? Make that make sense. I think standing up for people shows good character. But how are they a bully that was standing up for you? And yeah, a true friend, you guys, this is very important. There are people that used to call me their best friend. Like, there's one particular person that I knew, like, since I was in first grade. And then this girl was bullying me, like, later, and she just sat there and just let her bully me, and she didn't say anything like stop, and that's not true, because the girl was just saying really like mean things about me that wasn't true. And she just sat there and watched her, and that was the moment I realized that that girl who had been my friend since first grade wasn't actually my friend. Because what friend would sit there and just watch and not speak up and say something? Charlie, your comment, I'm not gonna read that out loud, but you trying to be funny. Uh, Hi Frankie, hi Veggie Man. Sunny Fan says a true friend is someone who sticks up for you, talks to you if you're sad, makes you laugh, if you're mad, in a bad mood, and try to help you and just will do anything for you. Exactly. You basically just defined love. That is a true friend. Now, Sunny, does this type of person exist? Do you guys think this type of person exists? I have not met this person yet. That, like, how was the movie? It was good, you guys. I'll come back to that though. You're talking about Sarah's Oil. If someone watched Sarah's Oil tonight, let me know. And if you post if you tag me on any social media of you at the movie, I'll repost it on my page. Frankie, hi. Jero, hi. Veggieman says a true friend is like a brother or sister. Yeah. Is that in the Bible, I feel like? But like, what does that mean? Because siblings are sometimes really horrible. Frankie, you just subscribed. Welcome to the fam. I'm so glad you're here. If anybody else subscribed tonight, let me know in the chat. You guys, I don't know, my phone keeps crashing, but look, do you guys see who's back here?
Look who it is. It's the little boy.
My baby Oliver is back there. Okay, let's see what some of the recent comments are. Nadi says, a true friend exists only in our minds. The concept is fluid and can change depending on what you need in a particular moment, situation, or time. Anyway, I kind of get what you're saying, that sometimes the person might not get it right on what you need, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're not a true friend. I think if they're actually genuinely trying from their heart, then that would still be a true friend. And also a true friend would have open communication with you where they would ask you like, what can I do to help you right now? And then you can communicate it, and they won't take that feedback and be like, oh my gosh, like they want me to do all that. Be like, okay, let's do this. I have your back 100%, you know? Hi, April. Welcome back, a bestie. Gaming says a true friend is the kind that will make jokes at your expense. Oh my gosh, no. So you think a true friend is actually a horrible person that can just kick it with you? Nah, man. If that's how your friends are, then you need new friends. Those sound like evil people. Hi, Juan. Yes, April. Welcome back. My dog is behind me. He's sleeping. Oliver. All right. Okay. True friends exist basically if you say no to them, they would say it's okay. A fake friend would boss you around and wouldn't want things your way. Let me think about what you're trying to say here. What do you guys think about this one? Basically, if you say no to them, they would say it's okay. A fake friend would boss you around and wouldn't want things your way. But why are you saying no to your friend? That's the part I'm not getting. Because I think part of being a good friend is saying yes. Like being up for whatever. So I don't agree with that take. Communication is non-negotiable. Yeah. I think that's a good characteristic of a friend, is someone you can openly communicate with without fear of like retaliation or something. Hi, silly. Tom W says a true friend is someone who you can be unconditionally supportive of. This is how one can be a true friend without judgments. I agree with that. And so that actually kind of tops into like an issue that I'm sure all of us have gone through or might be going through now, is I have people that call me their friends and I unconditionally support them like 100%, like have their back, but they don't do the same for me. So they're not being a friend. They act as a friend when it's convenient for them, but when it's inconvenient or they don't get some sort of like tangible benefit out of it, besides, like a true friend would feel like great just helping you, but if they're always looking for something else for themselves out of it, I feel like it's not a true friend. And how do you guys deal with that when you're like a true friend for someone and they're not a true friend to you? Benjamin says, if you love it, put a ring on it. You trying to do that Beyonce song? If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Riva says, you look cute. Thank you. Hi, Nora. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Riva. Give them a watch so they know what time it is. What are you talking about? Okay, we got another one. True friends stick with each other mainly forever. They don't use them, and a true friend jokes around and sticks with each other most of the time and just feels like family. That's I can agree with that take. Now, do you think this type of person exists? You guys keep on skipping the second part of this question. Do you think that this type of person really exists? April, why are you telling me to share snacks? April, posted a video today of me at the movie premiere, and I asked you guys to tell me what your favorite movie snacks are. You should go drop a comment on that for sure. Glory says, we're saved by believing Jesus is Christ, Savior of the world, sent by God to give eternal life to all that believe in him. Whosoever believe that Jesus is the Christ is born of God. 1 John 5:1. Thank you. Snook says, yes, they exist. Their characteristic girlfriend is their best friend. She's everything a friend can ask for. Okay. What does that mean though? You need to define what makes her a true friend and everything you could ask for. So someone's saying that their friend pressures them to do things that they're not okay with. First of all, stop doing things you don't want to do. Just say no and remove yourself from the situation. You don't have to succumb to peer pressure. Why are you so desperate to fit in with people that are rotten and are trying to lead you down the path of destruction? And two, yeah, of course, you don't need to be friends with someone who's leading you down the path of destruction. Like if somebody said to jump, you gonna jump? No. Hope that helped. Daniel Gonzalez says no true friend exists. See, I seem to think that. He says be your own true friend. Yeah, I have found that hanging out with myself and, God and everything is the best because people, like, I have never met like someone who was a genuinely good person. Like, for real, for real. Everybody has some sort of manipulative vibe. Literally, it's not even just their energy. You can feel the energy first and then you start seeing them literally do it. Um, Ken, I'm not sure that I understand what your comment means about the stick. Tom says, a true friend can listen without judgment and offer perspective despite conflict or issue. A friend is someone who you support to or listen to. A friend is someone who values the relationship. I can agree with that. Thank you. Eliezer sent a heart. Thank you. That's so sweet. Oh man. JR, good luck. Um, Riley says, but sometimes if you say yes, it can go wrong. Like if you say yes, that's being loyal. But if they being rude or they make you involved in a conversation, that's not loyal. I don't think that true friendship means that you don't have conflict. I think that humans have conflict. Sometimes you have a misunderstanding, but it's all about whether you can communicate and you both want to reach a resolution. Or are you the type of person who wants to like be mad about it for a couple hours or a couple of days and then think about, like, yeah. The only time that I don't deal with stuff immediately is when I sense that the other person's not a true friend, meaning that they wouldn't be invested in actually having a real conversation. They're just, they're playing games, so there's no point in even trying to have a real convo with them. But if they were your true friend, you should be able to be like, hey, what's going on? Like, it seems like you're upset. Like, let's talk about it. I want you to be happy. You could even pray together. Ask for more respect, pull back. Oh, are you asking me, are you telling me what you would do with the people that aren't true friends? Move on, pull back, ask for more respect. Yeah, I've done all those things. Thank you. I'm going to block this person because they keep on spamming the comments. Hold on, you guys. Thank you, everyone, for the thoughtful comments. I feel like it's helping all of us. Hi, Aubrielle. Thank you for joining the live. And everybody who's watching, if you haven't liked it yet, double tap your screen like this or go up to the top and hit the like button. Um, if you know any friends that could benefit from this discussion, share this live stream with them so they can hop on. And if you have any questions about this topic or anything to contribute, please leave a comment. I am scrolling down the page and reading all of them and responding. So if I haven't gone to yours yet, I'm getting to it, okay? Tom says, "Why are you so beautiful?" Thank you, Tom. Someone wrote in another language. Danny says, "I just believe a true friend would give their life if it came down to it." Exactly. That defines what love is. But I don't know that that's necessarily a friend. That's more so like a spouse or like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that is a true friend too. You guys, yeah. Ken says, "If they don't like you, pawn the rings or throw them in the ocean." What are you talking about? Tom says friends exist. So, Tom, you think true friends exist? You actually think they do? Do you have any, or are you just saying that you think they exist? Okay. Like says, "What's your name?" Says they have three friends that are exactly like this, and they have been best friends since fourth grade. That's cool. Aubrielle says no, she doesn't think true friends exist. I agree. Hi, April. She says also, "You're so pretty." Thank you, Aubrielle. Sahar says, "I like your hair." Thank you. Kimar says, "Hey, hey." April gave me some chips. Thank you. Keegan's trying to change the subject. Thank you, Leona. J. Rope says that he would define a true friend as one built for adversity, and he thinks that they truly exist. Hmm. I think I get what you're coming from, where you're coming from. You guys, I'm scrolling through the comments, so if you joined late, then you might not see some of the comments that I am reading. Keegan says, "A friend is someone that will bend backwards for you in any way." Yeah, I agree. Hey. Hi, Samantha. Jason says, "You're so beautiful." Thank you. Deacon says, "A true friend will have your back even when you aren't in the room." I agree. So that's a huge one, you guys. That's like, out of like, if some of you guys are trying to figure out if people are true friends, that is one of the major signs that I've had. Like, after already sensing their energy, then I start observing signs. And one of the signs will be like when an opportunity is presented for them, like something comes like up behind the scenes where I'm not there, and it would be a moment where they would like speak my name and put me at that table, and they don't. They choose not to. They didn't think about it. That is a sign of someone who's not a true friend, because I know that I'm a true friend because when people like email me or message me or DM me or whatever about different projects and stuff, the first thing like my spirit is prompted for like specific people that could benefit from it, and then I send them the information so that they can benefit from it. That's me. But then there's other people who see that stuff and they don't even think of me. They don't think of anybody. All they're thinking about is their self. So if that sounds like you need to work on being less self centered and be a true friend. Be kind. Austin says if you don't have disagreements with friends, you're not friends. You're just yes men. I agree. There's gonna be disagreements, and a true friendship is you can have it and get over it. Something that was not a true friendship will just like fall apart because you didn't ever talk about the problem. Because one of the people wasn't really invested in it being a friendship, so they let it just fizzle away. Yep. Hello, you guys. Welcome to my live. By the way, if anyone's new, my name is Jessi. You're watching My Life is Jessi O. I've been live streaming every night this week. My pup is laying here behind me. If you want to see, he's sleeping. And yeah, we're talking about friendships today because this is a hot topic for people in general, but for me right now, I've been reflecting on it a lot. Yeah. Ash says that a true friend is someone who's honest with you, even if it may risk the friendship. Yeah, that's true. But like I said, for me, I'll be the person to be like, hey, let's talk about it. And then the other person who's not a true friend will most likely deny that anything is happening. They'll be like, oh, everything's fine, or oh, that you just misunderstood, or something like this. Because, remember, they're in it for like their advantage, like whatever they're gaining from being around you, and they're not invested in like helping and like supporting you. They're there because you support them. So they don't want you to leave them. You get what I'm saying? DJ says pretty hair. Thank you. Hoodie says a true friend is when you have each other's backs and have gone through everything together and know each other's pains in life and mental health. Hmm. You don't necessarily have to have gone through everything together to be friends, but I understand what you mean. Like they've been there for you, whether they were literally there for you, you probably called them and talked to them about it. Thanks for letting us know. So, Hoodie Guy, do you believe that true friends really exist? Okay, so Riley told us what a fake friend is. She said if you ever want to find out what's a fake friends, they can use you like to use for your money. If they ask you of stuff for lots of times, why? Just why? A real friend wouldn't do that. Yeah, do people ask you guys for money? Because for me, guess what people do? People ask me what I'm doing. That's what they go after. They want to get into the events that I'm going to. They want to get on the lists that I'm on. Things like this. So many people message me asking me, what are you doing tonight? What are you doing this week? What are you doing tomorrow? And I be thinking they're gonna like invite me to something, but they're just trying to find out if they can come to what I'm doing. Which I love that from true friends, but I really don't like that if people are just trying to use me. Like you said, fake friends. April said, you're cool. Thank you. You're cool too. Hi, Carl. Keeper says that a friend will let you borrow $5. Yeah, probably. And not even borrow, they'd probably just give it to you. Toka Lover wants me to say hi, Meadow. Oh, I have a niece named Meadow. Hi, Meadow. Hey, bestie. Hope you're having the best day ever. Hope you're still on the live. I told you guys that I'm reading all the comments. So if you commented and you haven't heard me reply yet, just know I'm getting there. So don't leave. I'm going to read it and respond. Mixed martial artist says hello. Danny Butler says Proverbs 17:17. A true friend shows you love at all times and is a brother who is born of times of distress. Oh, wow. That's a deep one. that basically means that, you know, they weather the storm through it all because we're all in spiritual warfare, you know? So, hold on a second, you guys. I'll be right back. Don't go, you guys. All right, okay, you guys, I'm back. I woke up the baby for a little bit. All right, so where were we, you guys? Mixed Marshall says, true friend is someone who holds you accountable when it's uncomfortable. Yep, I'm definitely that person. You know, that's really rooted in the Bible says iron sharpens iron. So I naturally feel like if you see something that somebody could improve, you're helping them. Like, you know, it's not even about me as much as it's about them having a better life. And so I share information so that they can improve. And it's really interesting who receives it and who doesn't. Carl says he doesn't think true friends exist. I agree. Um, April, why are you being creepy? Okay, someone said real friends do exist. They're just hard to find. It's like looking for a rock in a lake. They have one luckily, and they're so nice because they were in a competition and she fell and she helped her when she was about to win. That sounds nice. So your friend has already sacrificed something for your well-being. That's cool. Thanks for sharing, bestie. Please subscribe so you can join the chat tomorrow too. Okay, we got a new subscriber. And you said basically when it comes down to it, if anybody messes with either of us you'll mess with them back. One messes with one, they mess with the other, and their friend has a strong friendship. Okay, so you guys have each other's back no matter what. But you know what? You shouldn't go do eye for eye. You're supposed to turn the other cheek. So real power is not like, you know, jumping on other people and getting offended. It's better to actually encourage each other. I had a situation with a friend that was starting to get upset with somebody, and I was like, don't let them steal your joy. Like, let them be mad and go on their way, and you choose to reserve your joy and focus on something else that's positive. And they kind of struggled with that, but it's like you don't need to be like jumping on people and messing with people and stuff, like trying to get revenge, because if you read the Bible, when the Bible says vengeance is the Lord's, and the way God plays out vengeance on anyone who does you wrong is way worse than anything you could ever do. But he says that he'll only do it if you don't try to do it yourself, which is a huge one. So if you go out and try to get back at someone for doing something wrong to you, you just messed up the opportunity for God to um, serve recompense. Hi Rainy, welcome to the live. Hi Olivia, welcome to the live stream. April, you gotta go now. Talk to you soon, bestie. Bobby says that they're their only true friend and they're okay with that. That's good. Hi Brian. Hi Zach. Welcome back. Hi Gamer Girl. Welcome to the live. Zach got number 2. Alexis says that true friends definitely do exist. Don't let people make you think any different, I think is what you were trying to say. But Alexa, you didn't answer the question. I understand you said that they exist, but what is your definition of a friend? Because maybe we agree with what you think a true friend is, and maybe we don't. Jesus is king. Thank you. Mel says Angelina. Love. Is that your name, Angelina? Angelina. Leroy says hi, Jess. Hi, Leroy. Tegan believes that true friends exist. Nope. Riley says, if you can't ever find a friend, being alone isn't always bad. It's peaceful, no drama, but people can bully you. I know you're brave. You can get through this, girl. Oh, yeah. I'm not terribly worried about it, to be honest. I just don't get why people are like not cool. But yeah, being alone isn't bad at all. I agree. But I'm never alone, not for real, for real. You subscribed? Welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Bestie for life. All right. Christian, what's going on? Why did you comment being nice and then that you're sad and crying face? That was a big change. Good night, Adrian. You guys have made it to the end of the chat comments. So if you guys want to comment something else, I'm going to see it in real time. Carver says a true friend doesn't care what someone says about you. They'll stick with you and defend you, and you guys can go like months without talking, and then boom, you're back to talking like nothing happened. I would agree with that to some extent, but I also wonder, like, why aren't we talking to each other for true friends? You know what I mean? I get what you mean, and this definitely happened, but it was more so like I wasn't talking to them because I knew that they didn't want to talk to me all the time. So I just let them message me when they wanted to talk to me. So I still don't think it's a true friend, actually. What do you guys think? Trex, you subscribed? No problem, Queen. Thank you. Welcome to the fam. So, how do you find a true friendship? Do you think they really exist? Hi, EJ. Or is it Riley? Hi, Riley. You guys want to keep on talking about this topic, or are you guys done? We're only 2 likes away from 30. I'm surprised we haven't gotten more likes on this stream because you guys have been super engaged and talking a lot, and there's been a lot of people in here. 1 like away from 30. Thank you. You said that me and you can be best friends, but just know that you'll. Oh, wow. What? You silly. You're so silly. You want to know how old you have to be in this group? What do you mean in this group? What group? This live stream? It's YouTube. Anyone can be in the live stream. There's no like age restriction on the live stream. And this topic is like G rated, so it's safe for everyone. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway. Anyway. Does anybody else have anything you want to say about friendship, or are y'all done? Why didn't you just say beautiful queen? Ooh, we're to 32 likes now, you guys. That's exciting. We're almost to 40. Let's get to 40. Jeff says work friends aren't friends. I agree. Those are the fakest friends with a capital F. Did I see your comment? Yeah, I've read all the comments. If it came up, then I saw it and I read it. You're gonna drive to yourself to your friend's house. You so silly. Look at Olive. Where's he going?
He gone? Where you gone? Come on, buddy. Come here.
Oliver. Where are you going? Come.
Come on, baby. Where's he going?
Olive, where are you going? You guys got to see him. You got to see his little butt. You got to see his cute little butt. What you doing, buddy? Anyway, you're in 6th grade? Cool. Matt says a real friend always gets what you're about. Yeah, it's really cool when you have a friend that seems like it's like you've known each other forever because they just get you and you don't have to feel like you're explaining your soul to someone every day. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, we got 33. It says 33 likes on mine. Hi Emerald, welcome back Aubrielle. Riley says, example, pretend that there's 5 minutes. Okay, I'm not going to read that anymore because you say it too much. What are you talking about? That was too dark. Mythical Beast says that finding a true friend is like finding a diamond for real. A lot of people find diamonds though, but I get what you're saying. You're saying they exist, they're very rare, and they're very valuable. But I don't think a diamond is rare enough. I think a friend would be more rare. Like, what's something more rare than a diamond? I think people can come into your life and out of your life and help you in certain ways and support you. But I don't think that that is a true friend. I think those are just people that are like there for the time and the season. I think a true friend is for life. No, I don't have Telegram. Why do you want my Telegram? You're welcome. Mythical says the only true friend is yourself. Jesus is my friend too. Um, Roblox says, no, I don't play that. Carl is chiming in again saying he doesn't think true friends exist. I agree. Oh, you guys want to hear what my mom has to say about this? So, I didn't talk to my mom about this today, but I've talked to her about it before, and her response is that she thinks that my standard for a true friend is just too high. And I was just like, nah, no. You know, in the Bible, Jesus has his disciples, and I'm not sure if those are necessarily his friends or not, but they were his disciples. And remember what some of them did to him. One of them actually told the guards where Jesus was so that they could go find him and crucify him. And then another one lied and denied him 3 times. And I was like, what kind of friends are those? So, yeah, I mean, even in the Bible, Jesus basically says that true friends don't really exist because even his friends that believed that he was the Messiah totally they literally gave him up. Hi, Nicole. Are you singing a song, Riley? Hi, Texas. Texas is in the chat. So, yeah, there's a lot to think about. And you know what's interesting, you guys, is it makes me sad, not so much for myself. It just makes me kind of like sorrowful for like humanity in general, like how like rotten, like not good and evil, like mankind is becoming. Like it's always been inherently bad, but like it's just like so bad. It's so bad that I've been live streaming for 38 minutes. And I would say the general consensus in the chat, you guys correct me if you're wrong, because some of you have been in the chat the whole time or most of the time. But I think that generally most of you guys agree that you don't think true friends exist. I know some of you think they do, but most of you don't. And it's like you guys are a bunch of people like all over the world, different ages, different experiences, different neighborhoods, and you're still having the same observation that people just aren't true friends. And I think the what we can do from here is we talked a lot about what we thought exemplified what a true friend is. So you guys should reflect on whether you're acting as a true friend, and if you feel like you're not, and then start trying to figure out how you can be better and why you're not acting like a true friend. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be friends with everyone. It's really important to like be very particular about who you keep company with. Um, but if there is someone who's a good person with a good heart and you want to have a genuine, meaningful connection with them, then make sure that you're being a good friend too, you know? And think about some of the stuff we talked about. Gabriel or Gadriel says that only true friends know true friends exist. That's interesting. That doesn't make any sense at all, though. I've had friends that I thought were true friends until they weren't, if that makes sense. It usually comes down to it was easy to be friends and then it was became inconvenient in some way, and it wasn't worth the effort for them. And so then you find out they're not a true friend. It's like people talk about this all the time, even with like romantic relationships, like husbands and wives and things. Like they always talk about like what is the word? Adversity like builds the relationship and makes it stronger, because it's to if you come together to overcome challenges, then you actually build the relationship. But the issue is if a challenge arises in a friendship and one friend is like, I don't want nothing to do with this, and the other one is just left to figure out on their own, that's how you realize that like you're not in a true friendship. And sometimes people stay friends with those people that turn their back and don't help them or support them in any way, because they think, well, that's how friends are. But like, nah, man, no. Like I have literally had a friend that I hadn't seen in years call me up and tell me that she needed a place to live for 2 weeks, and like literally moved her life into my apartment and like turned everything upside down. And it was super, super inconvenient, like so inconvenient. But like I was a friend and let her do it, and for free. Hi, Sammy. Are you a new subscriber? You said that it's crazy how people say they want to have real friends because they're a real friend, but those same people are fake friends themselves. Has someone said that to you before? Sometimes they're just being manipulative or think they're being manipulative. But if you have good discernment, you can always like see through it and tell that, yeah, they're being manipulative. Manipulative people say what they think the other person wants to hear so that they can get what they want. You have to be able to discern the difference between someone who's telling you the truth and who's just blowing smoke. I'm from America. Sammy, being weird is cool. I mean, people who act like everyone else are not cool. Sammy says a friend that helps you is a true friend. I agree. Why are you leaving? Hi, Charlie. Thank you, you guys. Jesus loves you too. Hi, Jasmine. Hi, Jordan. Gadriel says, if they're flawed and become too inconvenient for you to be friends with, that's still on you. Being a true friend is knowing how to be their friend in a constructive way. What are you talking about? How is it your problem when someone decides they don't want to be friends with you? Like, what? Maybe I misunderstood what you said. You can explain it again if you want. Does anyone know what he is talking about? Hello, Kit has a fake friend. Okay, so my question, Kit, is why are you still friends with someone that's a fake friend? Like, why do you still spend time with them? Jordan wants to know how she knows if she has fake friends. So, an easy way to know is if you have ever needed them to stand up for you, help you do anything that was kind of inconvenient for them, and their reaction was like, but I'm busy, or oh, I don't really want to do it, or like some sort of excuse. That is one sign. If they're always asking you to help them or give them access to something, but they rarely, if ever, are trying to do the same for you, or when they do it, they complain or try to be like, weird about it. That's another sign. If they manipulate you, that's another sign. If they let people talk bad about you and don't stand up for you, that's a sign. Okay, we got a new comment. Someone says sometimes manipulative people are just people who are trying to control the situation because they're used to controlling others and they feel insecure when they're not in control. You're talking about narcissism, I think. And that is a whole nother topic, but yeah, I feel you. But the thing is the motivation for the control. A lot of times, a fake friend's motivation for the control is so that they can get the outcome that they want in their favor at any expense, and they don't care about you and the outcome it is for you. Hi, Joey. How are you? Welcome to the live. Answer my question. You guys say like the craziest stuff sometimes. Ah, I see what you're saying. See? Shay, is that your name? Shay? Yeah, so she said that she had a class party in 6th grade and they had a lot of chips and she gave some to this girl from another class and later at lunch, the girl was like, "You know we can be friends if you give me more chips." So that's an example of someone who's just trying to manipulate her. So if she hadn't said that and if you had just given her more chips, she would have just happily received it and then been nicer to you. But she would have only been nicer to you for the motivation of continuing to get chips, which is literally the story of my life. It's not chips, but it's chips. So, but how do you continue to walk in kindness towards people and help them out and give them things without, I mean, I allow it to some extent, but then when it goes too much and I've like spoken to them about it and they keep on dwelling in that spirit of manipulation, then I cut them off. Layla says a true friend is someone who cares about you for who you are. They don't fake their friendship or pretend. A true friend listens to you and understands your feelings. That's really good. She also said they stay with you in good times and bad times. They don't talk behind your back or betray your trust. A true friend makes you feel safe, valued, and respected. That's awesome. Yep. 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 We got 41s. Oh, mine says 42 likes now. Um, oh, you're saying would I always be for that person if they needed me? That's true friendship. To some extent. On one end, if someone came back to me from like a genuine point of view, like they're trying to be better, then I would be up for it. But if somebody is like outright just trying to manipulate, like our friend said before, like if they're just like, give me more chips so we can be friends, then like you have to draw the line, you guys. You don't have to stay in relationships with people that are just out to use and abuse you, especially if you've already communicated to them like that you don't want to be in a relationship like that and how you feel about everything and they just like don't want to meet you there. Like you don't have to keep on allowing them to manipulate. You can step away and you can pray for them. But yeah, I've literally had something like that happen before where I stayed being a true friend to someone who had decided they didn't want to be anymore, but they didn't say that. They just stopped being a true friend all of a sudden. And it had nothing to do with me, and it had something to do with someone else, like a third party. And I like finally just had to like talk to them about it. I had been talking to them about it, but like for real, like last straw kind of thing. And I was just like, and they tried to say even in that conversation, like, oh, they didn't mean to be like that, but give excuses like, oh, this was happening and blah, blah, blah. And it had been happening for like months. And so I was just like, it hurts me too much to be like abused by you, essentially, is what I said. Like them hurting me over and over because they decided that it didn't matter the how I felt. What mattered was how they felt at my expense. And then they continually did it for several months. I realized that they were no longer a true friend and they didn't care about me and probably never did because I think that true love lasts forever. And so I was just like, yeah, like let's just never speak ever again because they were lying and manipulating like way too much. So you have to separate. So I don't know if you guys have ever done this before or if you ever read this in the Bible. It talks about a bad apple spoils the whole bunch and how whenever you're around people that are not of good character, like bad character, like being around people with bad character corrupts you as well. So it's really important to not spend too much time with people that have bad character, which would also be like a fake friend. That's a person with bad character. So, like, or it will start making you like them. So, like, if you guys don't get how that works, like spiritually, go like buy some fruit and like, um, get one that's kind of looks spoiled or rotten, or like somehow make it spoiled, and then put it in the same bowl with the rest. And you will see that the other stuff will start spoiling like very quickly. I mean, not like literally right in front of your eyes, but like that day, the next day, the next day, it will spoil everything in that bowl so fast. And you can actually look up what's happening scientifically, but it's the exact same spiritual principle that if one thing is rotten, surrounded by a bunch of other good, pure things, everything will be destroyed quickly because they're in such close proximity to the bad apple. So you don't want to have someone in your circle or hang around people that are bad apples. You really don't. There is a grace period to like, maybe help someone through something, but then you have to know like at some point you have to be like, hey, they don't want to be better and you have to walk away. You get what I'm saying? Hi, Akela from South Africa. Welcome to the chat. Hi, Keith Lewis. He says, hello, beautiful queen. Keith says, you fine, beautiful. Thank you. You told the girl that she's faker than your Gucci purse? That's crazy. Just Me says, a true friend will respect you for who you are. Yeah. But not to the extent that they will even let you like go down the wrong path. I think a true friend will see you heading the wrong way and grab your hand and be like, "Hey, let's go this way." And I will help you take each step or coach you through you taking each step. Velvet Rose says a true friend is someone who would never judge you and would always understand you. I don't agree with that one at all because of what I just explained. Someone who says yes all the time and tells you that you're right and that you're doing everything right is not a true friend. That's somebody who doesn't want any confrontation because they're hanging around you for their own gain. How should you go about breaking up with a friend? Someone asked that question. Okay, so let me answer your question. It really depends on the situation. Like, if it's someone at school, it's really hard. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, whenever I was in school, I stayed friends with people I didn't like because what else was I gonna do? Not talk to people all day? So that's hard. But yeah, I mean, if you want to sit at a different lunch table, then I guess that's how you would do it in school. If you're an adult, you can just literally tell them you don't want to be friends anymore. That would be the most mature way to do it. I've done that before. Um, but I've also done the whole just like stop talking to them because if somebody's not your true friend, like they're not gonna miss talking to you really. They're gonna miss the benefit of having you around. But like you can just like stop talking to them and they'll literally stop talking to you because like it wasn't that serious for them anyway. They'll find someone else to provide them what you were providing, you know? So that's another option. Gadriel says, being a friend takes wisdom. Know how to show Christ like love for someone without enabling them, even if that's hard love. Yep. Christ brought the truth to people and he really connected with the people who received the truth. But remember how he spoke to and treated the Pharisees who were changing the truth? He didn't like it at all. He would yell at them like they didn't like him and yeah, he did not hang out with them. He only would go to the temple to tell them about all the stuff they're doing wrong and how it wasn't pleasing to God and stuff. But they were not like in his circle like that, you know? Would I like to have some coffee with you, Samara? How are we supposed to have coffee? I'm more of a tea girly, to be honest. You like the convo, but you're going to sleep. All right. Good night. Make sure you subscribe if you want to be in the chat tomorrow night. Why was your comment deleted? I don't know. I didn't delete it. Off topic, but you're so pretty. Thank you, love. Welcome to my live stream. Make sure you subscribe. Justin Long says that I'm preaching to him. Justin, are you the true friend or are you the person who needs to be a better friend? Dean says that they have a few good friends. Best friend, Jesus. Number two is a great woman they've been married to for 47 years. What a friend you have in Jesus. That's wonderful. So you have met a true friend. Congratulations. Someone was comparing that to a diamond earlier, and I told them that I believe it's much rarer than a diamond. So what would you compare it to? Hi, Williams Brothers. That's cool. Someone's talking about crushes now. Hi. Hello. You need a nail reveal? I do need to make a nail reveal video. You guys want me to make one? But I can show you now. These are the nails. These are my favorite nails, and they actually glow in the dark, you guys. Let me see if I can get them to glow. Hold on. I'm going to try to charge them with my light. And then let's see if they're glowing. Oh, look, they're glowing a little bit. Can you see them glowing? They're kind of green. Anyway. Okay, Scoop says consistency through truth, right? A friend is one who would stand up in the light with you when the world remains kind and hold a candle for you when it isn't. Oh, wow, we have a philosopher here. I can agree with that. Thanks for contributing. So, do you think that they really exist, though? Hi, Sammy. Sammy, you want to answer the questions? How do you define a true friend and do they really exist? Thank you guys for liking the live stream. We are up to 41 likes. I thought we had 43. Did someone unlike? You know what the funny thing is? There could be people that are watching the live stream that are like, oh, I thought that we were friends. But you know what the funny part is? If you're watching this live stream right now and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I thought that we were friends, like with me, and you haven't been, obviously, you're not commenting on anything, that's literally the point. That is the fakest thing ever to watch my live stream and not even leave a comment and contribute to the conversation. So, yeah, fake. Ah, your crush is not existing. Okay. Do I know the circuit digital circus? No. Are you guys changing the topic now? Are you guys done talking about friendship? I love that we're having like a meaningful conversation that's like helpful for people. Where's the person who said that I was preaching to them? Did they leave the live stream already? Is it a movie or what? Like, what is it? Why do you think I should watch it? Oh, I don't watch TV. That's nice. I'm glad that you have true friends. I'm not saying that I've never thought I had true friends before. I've definitely thought it before, but was mistaken. And now I'm way better identifying it sooner on because I'm like, I'm not letting that happen ever again. Because there were signs, but I just ignore them for the good times, you know? It's on YouTube and Netflix. By the way, you're so pretty. Thank you. No, I have not watched that. I don't watch evil stuff. What are you talking about? All right, besties. I think I'm going to end the live now. I've been streaming for over an hour and I'm about to fall asleep and I still need to get ready for bed. So this has been fun. I appreciate all of you guys. Um, I will talk to you again tomorrow night. So you can count on me for that. And if you guys have any other um, comments or thoughts that come up about this before the live tomorrow, just drop a comment on any of my videos. You can come back to this live and drop a comment, and I'll see it and I'll reply whenever I get up. So, yeah. I posted some YouTube shorts today of me going to see Sarah's Oil, the movie with Amazon MGM Studios. So if you guys could go watch those and hit like and hit a comment that you want to go see the movie, you're excited to go see the movie, that would be awesome. Bestie life behavior, true friend behavior. And I also posted some vlogs last week and the week before. So if you haven't watched my vlogs from Paris Fashion Week, then you should go watch those too. Always leave a comment, you guys. Always leave a comment. Riley, if she's still here, she knows that I respond to all the comments. So, y'all. Joey says, don't sleep. No. Joey, where have you been? I didn't even know you were here. You spoke up now all of a sudden. Yeah, it was a fun topic. It was something that I was or am dealing with imminently. So I figured I would talk to you guys about it in a way that was constructive rather than like, a downer. Hi, Isaac. Thank you. I know. What are they talking about with the energy thing? I need to like rest. I'm totally fine with that. I did a lot today. I went to two pop ups and a brunch, and I went to a museum and I went to a jazz club. So, yeah. I was invited to another party, but I was like, nah, it's time to go home and talk to my besties on YouTube. Hi, Lee. Hi, Thomas. Hi, you're so pretty. Thank you. Aw, I love that. If you want to see what we said in the beginning, I'm going to leave this on my page so it can help other people. I'll change the title. Like it'll be on the live tab and I'll change the title to probably what this note says. Let me screenshot it so I remember. But Iconic says true friend is honest and loyal. Yep, that's a very concise way of describing it for sure. Someone sent me happy poop. That's funny. They have a happy poop gift. You guys have sent me 31 gifts in this live. That's super nice. Thank you. Joey says, how does it feel to be blessed with beauty? Beauty is so subjective, like with humans. I believe all of us are beautifully and wonderfully made. But yeah. Um, yeah, that's my response to that. No, it's not. If somebody thinks it's a bad thing, then they're allowing